Hi everyone, my name is Kelly and welcome to my channel, which is Be You. So I'm going to do a couple of things tonight with you. One thing is that I will be playing a singing bowl to do some healing. This is the one that I chose. This is a crystal singing bowl. It is purple. This is actually the note on that. This singing bowl is supposed to connect you with your chakra on your third eye. So basically awakening your body. Um Also, I am going to probably spend most of the time talking about fear. So as you know, I don't actually like write or prepare for any of these live videos. It's just something that I started doing, um, and just going with what comes. And it's really nice. So if you want to take a gamble or anything like that, I would advise you sometimes, you just got to take a risk and not think about everything that comes down to it. So I do these channels because it makes me go more with the flow and in tune. So you can't see the smoke yet, but I did go ahead and light an incense. I do believe I chose Dragon Blood as the one that's burning over there. So anytime I feel guided to go the half price books, and it's my favorite one to go to. I always seem to go when there's supposed to be new decks there. So after I got off work, because this was my very first Saturday of working for a few years now, and let me tell you, I forget how much fun it is working at an office where like 95% of the people are not there, in the whole building. So it's really nice, like great parking and just so quiet and not that many energy. So I don't know if you're like me, where in tuning, picking up people's energy, it's just something that just I can do, and I don't always try to do it. It's just natural. So when you're working with like 40, 50 people, sometimes you can pick up their energy and take it with you and all that fun. But when you're working by yourself or like a small group of people, you realize like it's such a different atmosphere because there's not that many people for you to pick up their energy. And sometimes you will be picking up other people's energy and you don't even know that it's not yours. And then your emotions and you react with it. One of the things that I want to do with doing this channel is that I'm going to get back into doing more videos for you. I recently got a new job, so I kind of took a little bit of time off just to get used to switching to a different job and different schedule and everything like that. But it's definitely a nice job. I really do like it. Um, and I get to actually work a Saturday. And I was thinking today, like, what's the big thing with working Monday through Friday? Where, like, if you don't work Monday through Friday, then you don't have like a normal um, hour job where your hours are not normal. And I work at a later in the day, so that's funny because a lot of people like to get work over and done with, and I'm actually someone who wants to get back into being the night person that I am. Staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning, getting a lot of stuff accomplished. It seems like when I was working mornings, where I had to get up really early, I was going to bed at like 11, 11:30, 12 at the latest. Um, and that's not like me. So I'm actually excited to do this new schedule and be able to sleep in and not get up by alarm. So all for everyone who likes to work really early in the morning. I am not one of those. So I actually got a job where I work midday. So that's great. So that's a little bit of me and what's going on with me. So half price books when I got off work. I felt very strong to go there, so I already know what that means. Normally, there's something there, and there was a book I wanted to go pick up anyways that I saw at Chelsea's mom's house, and it was one that we were looking at, but we put down. So I actually wanted to go grab that. So this is one of the card decks that I found there. White Lion Leadership. Step into your purpose. Now, what's interesting about this is there's no barcode on this deck of cards. Um, I even tried Googling this and nothing comes up. I even Amazoned it. It's not on Amazon. So this is interesting. This was actually with the Metaphysic books. It was not in the lock case where most of their cards are. He was just on a shelf in between some books, and I just happened to, of course, glance my eye, and he was only like $5.99. So, real quick before we get into anything, I just wanted to see what's going on with this deck of cards. So, what's really interesting, that's cool. It's a palm print. Is that this is called Global White Lion Protection Trust. Yeah, this is quite interesting. I was just seeing if it was telling you like where it came from, because normally everything has a barcode, so it's quite weird and very cool to find something that doesn't have a barcode. Yeah, I am not sure. It's quite interesting. So the designer is Lauren, and apparently through the looking glass. And this was copyrighted by Global White Lion Protection Trust 2012. Never heard of it. All right. Well, anything that didn't have a barcode always is going to pique my interest. Just because everything has a barcode. So it's kind of like, I don't know if this was maybe perhaps this company decided to do this just for like memberships or something like that, where you got the deck of cards for like going to a workshop, which is really cool. Those are like the ones that I love to find, is the ones that are pretty rare that you're not going to find on Amazon, or ones like this that I can't even tell you how many was produced. I mean, no barcode. So Order in Chaos. Look at that guy. Let me see if I can back up if you get a. There you go. Yeah. Very. Okay, so the back has the paw print. How interesting. That one was actually flipped straight up where everyone else is straight down. Huh. Huh. Oh. Trumpet. Look at this guy. Oh. Love. But yeah, camouflage. Winded lion. Oh, winged lion. That's really neat. Protection. Oh, let me show you this one. Very cool. Oh, look at this little guy. Yeah, so again, apparently this company created these. So right away, like I say with all card decks, when you first open them, kind of get a feel of what's going on. And I realized that they have different border colors. So, and then right under these words like values, I've seen that on quite a few. So, values is going to be one of like the basic separation here. And then you got action, that is brown, that's play. So, I'm like, okay, so you got action, you got values, and then existence is another one. And then lion gods. Ooh. And pride life. Okay, so there's a okay, so they separated those into multiple little things. But again, with Oracle cards, they can do whatever. That's the greatest thing about Oracle cards. It's whatever you want. These are really beautiful. They might even be pictures. They look like some of these look to be pictures. The god ones are really cool. Like, look at this one. Egyptian gods seem to be coming up. See that? That's really neat. Yeah, but that's not the only one that I got. I'll just quickly, I'm not going to show you what they look like, but I'll share with you. Queen of the Moon. Yay, love the moon. Ancestral Spirit. Or is it Ancestor Spirit? This one's really neat. I was checking out. This one. And last but not least, look at that. Earth Warriors. This one was actually created in Australia by Fairchild. So, very cool cards. Very cool. All these are really beautiful. But I wanted to share the unique one that I found. So, moral of this story, if you feel guided to go somewhere, you probably want to go there because there's something waiting for you, and it doesn't mean it's going to stay forever there. That's got to remember. On that note, all right, so let's get into today's subject. Fear. Who has fear? Almost pretty much all humans. We all have fear, right? A lot of people say fear. One of the sayings is have fear, but do it anyways. Another is fear is just from your ego. Fear does not exist. Only love is real. That's my motto. But that doesn't mean I don't have fear that comes up. The thing with fear is like you have to know when enough is enough. So if you ever notice, like take one thing that comes to your mind, very first thing that you had so much fear about. Most people would say, of course, new jobs, right? Who doesn't have fear about that? Is it going to work out? Was it the best move? Can I learn the stuff? And with me, just transitioning into a new job. This is I've been there for a month and a week, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It's always like, are you catching on fast enough? And all this is just fear based because anyone can do any job that they desire. Anyone. I strongly believe that. You can do anything that you desire and that you put your heart to. But fear seems to kind of slow us down, kind of like puts a brake on our pursuit of happiness, even though happiness is inside us. But how about our pursuit for our desires? How about that? So, another big fear, of course, I'm going to throw it out there, is money. Money, money, money. Money seems to be a fear of a lot of people. Me, I've had my own fair share of fear with money for sure. But sometimes, you got to realize you just got to trust. And sometimes with the challenges that come up is that you're actually supposed to lean on someone else. You're supposed to trust and let someone else in to help you so it doesn't feel like a burden. And that can be very challenging for anyone who's considered herself to be a rock, who doesn't like to ask for help. I'm totally those people right there, or I was those people. I'm transitioning into something different, more my true soul myself, which is it's okay to ask for help, but are you willing to let go of the pride? Most of the time, it is pride. I've heard tons of people over my many years talk about how they can't get a new car, that they have a beat up car that they can't stand, and eventually they'll get a new car sometime. And if you think about that statement I just made, basically, sorry, basically what you're saying is like you're getting a new car when you change your desire, because you don't actually desire a new car. Because if you listen to the statement that I just said, everything about it was all negative. There wasn't anything to do with manifesting a new car. There was nothing but complaining about the old car and wanting a new car. And you would think, okay, well, I'm putting it out there because I'm saying I'm wanting a new car. But what you're focusing on is, of course, not having the new car. And therefore, that's why you don't ever manifest a new car. Plain and simple. Though that simple thing can be pretty much put towards anything in your life if you stop and think about it. So, reasons why I talk about basic stuff like job, money, relationships is because most of the time, those are the basic ones. Those are the most asked about questions. When's my life going to change? If I'm going to get a new job, will I like it? How much will it pay? All that. I mean, it's the same question, just slightly different how you ask it. So, doing the readings I've been doing for many years, um, I've learned to not only that, but when I'm doing my own reading, the same. It's the same kind of three subjects: job, money, relationships. So I guess on a human level, that's what we run with those three things. If it all lined up and all three of those things were great, let's say that you had a lover that was just amazing and you landed a great job that pays very well and has benefits and all that stuff, where you can go to, I don't know, half price books and buy what you want whenever you want, right? Sounds good. And then also having enough money to go ahead and have fun and get that new car that might be 10,000 more, but it's an investment. So why not make it? Why not have a car that you love and enjoy instead of, let's just settle for something that's better than what I have right now, but let's not go to the extreme. I would say, why not go to the extreme? If you truly believe that you can do it, then it will work out for you. So, perfect example. I don't know how many of you guys have seen the Jeep trucks out there, but I really like them. Chelsea really likes them. And eventually that will be a car. Now, you just heard what I just said, like eventually. So now you're going to like, well, wait a minute. You just said that if you really wanted it and desired it, then go get it. And that's perfect example of how fear is coming in. It's because, well, okay, she's got a car, I got my truck that I just got last year, and I manifested my truck in a week. It was pretty amazing. But that just goes to show, whatever you feel that you desire and you put your thought into it, you can achieve it. It is very possible. So, that being said, what is it that you want to let go of that has fear around it so you can get what you truly desire? And just remember, with stuff, items, things, it's not real. These are cool and all, but Nothing in this physical world will go with me when I die. And sometimes, you got to stop and think about that this stuff is all attached to the physical world, and it's just something that doesn't go with you. So, you know, I love to purchase really nice oracle and tarot card decks. It's one of my things. It's one of my hobbies, and then I incorporate them to with readings. So the ideal behind that is it's one of the things I'm passionate about. It's also a tool. I don't need any of these cards. I can basically read anybody who would come and want a reading with me without having the cards. But I enjoy it. I enjoy shuffling the cards. I enjoy doing a pull, and I enjoy seeing people's reactions to the cards that I pull because I don't know how your guys' mind thinks, but mine is literally like you have to show it to me, and then when you do, I will understand it way better than if you're trying to explain something without showing me. So that's how my mind is. It's always been that way, and it will always be that way. So what are is your mind? How does your mind learn, interact? This all makes sense. So one of the fears that I have that I will go ahead and put out there because I've been putting out a few of them. But my big one is so many people have told me that I should be writing books. I've had so many people throughout like 10 years tell me I need to write a book. And my fear with that is I was not a good speller in school. I actually had to do speech therapy for many, many years because I had to do 3 surgeries with my tongue. So while doing those surgeries, I got behind, and then I had to do speech therapy so I could actually talk where everyone could understand me to a point. Every now and then, there's still words that I cannot pronounce, and that's only when my fear settles in that I cannot say the word. Then I won't be able to say it. It's kind of amazing how quick our minds work that way. But that I almost lost my train of thought. Also, another thing that happened was when I started doing the videos, I wanted them to be raw. I did not want to write down keynotes and stuff. And I had some friends literally, tell me like, "Oh, maybe you should write down keynotes and stuff." But it's like I wanted it raw to the point where I might have these just little brain of like farts of like, "What's going on?" I wanted it to be real, like I'm talking to you, like we're Skyping or something. So back to the subject of fear. Um, One fear that came up was because I'm at a new job that I won't be able, like, it came up like I should be faster at this job already. Which it makes me laugh thinking it and saying it out loud, but in my mind, that's what I was thinking at work was like, I need to like speed this up. I need, and like, no, 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 speed will come. Do the job and do it the right way, and then speed will always come because then you just start seeing it. That's how every job goes. And I don't give myself enough credit that I'm actually really good at catching on to programs and how they work. So again, give yourself credit. Um, I was talking about my own fears, and there was a big one that I was going to talk on, and I totally already, well, I guess I wasn't supposed to do it. So never mind on that fear. You just have to tune in next time for it. But what I'm going to do is let's focus on your fear. And what's really nice is I can intune to people that's going to see this video down the road. You don't have to be on here with me live for you to actually get the benefits of anything that I do. So how I do that is that I just basically intune. My mind's already open, and I'm just intuning to anyone and everyone that will watch this video, and then I just kind of go with what comes. So of course, and I can always just base it on the three big subjects, right? Money, love, and security job. And just know no job is really secure at all. That's an illusion. Um, it's better to be free. A lot of people, freelancers, happen to be, even in the name, freelancers, that they pretty much run their own life and their own hours, and they don't have holiday and all that. They don't get paid for that. But it's interesting that they're called freelancers, where they have the most freedom of picking and choosing what jobs to take, what jobs not to take, um, and how much security do they have. A lot of people would say, oh, I can't freelance. Oh, well, that's scary. It's not a set money coming in. Like, no, it is not. But if you focus that you can do it and that you really believe in yourself, then go for it. Um, so that's so funny. The fear popped up in my head when I was making that statement, but I wanted to finish the statement out. So that's really funny that it's there and then it's gone. Oh well. All right. So let's see. What is your fear? Hmm. So someone has a strong fear of death. Yeah, I totally forgot to throw in death there. Um, it's interesting with death, being a medium and knowing like death is not the end. It's just a beginning. I would just sit there and say, well, what is actually behind that fear? Um, Fear of dying, but that's actually not the fear and where it's coming from. You have to find the root of the fear before you can actually change your thought pattern with that fear and then let it go. Um, but your fear of death isn't actually of you dying. It's who you leave behind. And that's all death, really. It's more who are you leaving behind and can they take care of themselves where they feel sad. And I'm actually on the same subject. I'm getting someone else as fear of when they go, their loved ones will not be the same. These are just basic fear around death, by the way. And it actually keeps you stuck here longer than actually going. And then you more likely have a chance of not going into the light with fears of that matter. Also, someone else on fear of death has afraid that it will be painful when you go. Um, yeah, so I've known people who has slowly died, and then I've known people that went really fast. Um, and that's all based on you, to be honest. You can choose at any time to no longer be on this planet, and death is never supposed to be painful or anything like that. It's whatever you're holding on to that won't let you go. And most of the time, a lot of times, it's family. And or you don't believe you were a good person in this lifetime, and that you have not accomplished anything in this lifetime, and that you feel like you have to accomplish something before you go. And I would say to you, there are so many things that you have accomplished. If you just stop and think about it, a lot of stuff will flood your mind of what you have accomplished. Oh, okay. My big fear just came back. Writing the book. Tons of people say, hey, you should write books. You'd be really good at it. It's something that I've been um, going back and forth battling myself for, saying that I can't do it. Um, Words do not come easy. And sometimes me explaining things, at least this is what my mind says, other people don't get, which is funny because I've done enough workshops that I led and came up with and created, and never had any problem with anything that I am saying. So right there goes to show it's all just made up bullcrap. So whether I believe that or not, right now I'm still believing that. So what am I doing to break that fear? I have started. There's a book that I found a couple weeks ago at Half Price Books. His name was Dick. It was really funny because I swear I saw that book and his name, and I already like picked it up and everything. And excuse me, that was not the case. All of a sudden, I just picked this book up, and it's called it's an oracle book. It's just instead of a card, it's the book, and you do the same thing. You take a breath, you focus on what's going on in your life or your mind, and then you flip to the page. So it's basically like a oracle cards minus they're all just in the book. So it's really nice and neat. So I found him on Hay House, or I should say he found me, and he passed, which wasn't shocking to me. So normally, when my eye just goes right to a book, and then I have this deja vu, like, wait a minute, I've already picked up this book, I already saw this book, and then it basically means that he's came to me in a dream and presented himself. Um, and that book was there. I do believe like last month when I was there, um, but yeah, I always got a good feel of certain dead people around that area lately. He was one of them. So in Hay House, he happened to pop up as one of the offers. So I started watching his video. One of his videos is about how to become a writer. So it's really neat because I listen to it at work, because I can. So that's nice to have that freedom back. Um, and I'm just repeating it so it stays in my head. And it's so funny because it does calm my mind of like, yeah, I can do this. I can write this book. Yes, I can. I can write as many books as I can to help my fellow people out with whatever is they're going through that I went through or going through, whatever works. Um, anyway, so I wanted to share that before it lost my mind again. Um, but that is what I'm doing because comes the next question. What are you doing about your fear? If you don't do anything about it, then it's not going to go away. It's still going to just stay there and just get stronger and stronger. Let me play it. All right. So, I was talking to you about death and being afraid of death, or being afraid of your loved ones that are being left behind. Another one that's coming is that there won't be enough money. That's always a big one. Or, no, if you're the breadwinner and it's your time to go, I would advise you to just go. Your family will be okay. Trust on that. Everyone will be safe and everyone will be okay because they're all on their path. You're just actually a part of their path. Doesn't mean it's a forever path. One thing that we get caught up in humans is that we think everything is forever, right? You find this great soulmate and you think, oh, wow, this is my forever relationship. Well, if you believe in forever relationships with one person, that's great. But you have to realize sometimes you do meet soulmates and it's not a forever, it's karma debt that has to come from past lives that you're just meeting to learn and learn lessons or just learn knowledge about the relationship, and it's never meant to be forever. But in the beginning of most relationships, everybody wants to believe it's a forever relationship, and that just comes with, of course, wanting to be loved. But What are you lacking is the love for yourself. So everything starts with inside. Um, and don't beat yourself up that if it's a process with you, because most things are a process with humans. We're not angels, we're not dragons, we're not fairies. We don't just go, oh, okay, and just like boom, click it. All right, next. No, you can. If you strongly believe, you can totally just like, oh, I'm done with that. It doesn't seem to be as easy for us humans to just go ahead and be like, oh, all right, I'm done with that fear. I'm over it. But some people, they're just like, oh, okay. And then they just laugh like, I have that fear. What the? Okay, I'm over it. So, and that's great. I'm working my way up to that. Okay, let's see who else. Let's see if I can pick up more fear from you guys. Oh, ooh. All right, this one's strong. Fear that you're never find love. Ooh. As you just know, what I just said about love is I would easily just ask you, what is it that you don't love about yourself? You keep attracting these people that are no good, as you would say it. Same relationship over and over and over, just different people. So, what is it that you are afraid of with love? One thing that's coming is that you feel like you're not love material, so it's more like you don't feel like anyone can love you, and ouch, ooh, I feel that in the heart. That I would say you might want to stop that self sabotaging thinking right there that you're doing. And that is why you keep attracting the same partners that do not love you, but yet get what they want from you. You are clearly having identification issues with what love really is, as you're thinking love is I give and give and give, and that's love, that they receive my love. But there's a little bit going on with that statement. One thing is, why are you giving love away? Love is your power. You're never meant to give love away. If you're in a relationship that the person wants your love, then you might want to question why you in that relationship. Because basically, love comes within. Ultimate unconditional love is always inside. Excuse me, the heart. That's where it's been. That's where it will always be. It is not something you give away. It's something you embrace. It's something that you give to yourself over and over and over and over. So for you, my friend, I would say give yourself the love instead of keep giving it to these guys that they don't really want it. So they don't know what to do with it. I hope. Yeah, that's a good one. And you're thinking, will you ever get there? Yes, you will. Ooh, yeah. Let the emotions out. You have some emotions inside that you definitely um, you need to let them out. Your heart's really heavy, and you think it's weakness, and it is not. Okay, so I am actually starting to lose a little bit of voice. So that is my cue to go ahead and do the singing bowl and call it a day. One thing I want to stress about, not stress, but to you, this is how you get rid of fear. You have to know where it's coming from. You have to get behind whatever the bold word that's coming up, and follow the emotions, and then you will understand the fear. So if the fear presents itself as money problems, then follow out the money problems and see where it leads you. So I'm going to attune to the singing bowl. And what I want from the singing bowl is I want it to heal whatever fear that you guys are ready to give up. It could be one big fear, it could be multiple little fears. It's whatever you want. So just close your eyes, listen to the singing bowl, and just allow the singing bowl to release that fear that you're ready for. And here we go. Let it go. You no longer need this fear. Why are you holding on to it? What safety is around this fear that is the illusion that's keeping you stuck? Yeah. You no longer need the fear. Let it go. Listen to the vibration of the ball. Allow it to take that fear from the mind and allow it to go up, up, up through the chakra and up into the sky. Give it to the angels, where they will transmute it into love. Beautiful, right? I loved how, as it got more focus on your fear that it was taking away, that it just got louder and louder and louder. But that's the greatest thing about singing bowls. And I was giving away my fear as well. So it's always two-way street. All right. So thanks for watching this channel. I'm Kelly. And I will be doing more singing bowl healing to come. So check out my channel. Describe to it if you want to. And as always, if you are interested in anything that I do as services, you can always reach out to me. It does not need to be in person. Everything can be remotely over the phone or over the internet, whichever that you prefer. So don't let that scare you into reaching out to set up a meeting with me, and let's tackle some of your fears together and get those released. All right, you guys all have a good night. I'll see you later. Bye.